Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, we have Bernie Sanders and AOC in the building. You guys are about to go up and speak at another one of the rallies that you've been doing, the Fighting Oligarchy tour. And I'm very excited to have you here. Vegas, specifically for me, has a lot of importance because I always say it's like the last time that I felt really hopeful about the future of this country, because I was outdoor knocking for you along with the Chapo boys as well in the primaries.
And we did pretty well, huh?
Yeah, and everyone kept saying, oh, the culinary union is not going to vote, but the rank and file very clearly was swinging in your direction. And in spite of the media attacks, you obviously pulled through, and then COVID, and then all hell broke loose, obviously, and here we are. You don't have a lot of time, so, and I'm sure that we'll get to talk a little bit more in the future as well, but I went to Japan recently, and I got both of you guys gifts. I actually have another gift for you, but unfortunately I don't have your gift, the actual gift here. Hold on. This one's for you. This is a Palestinian movement in Japan.
Thank you.
Solidarity with Palestine, and this is a little train for public transit.
Oh.
I have a Japanese Communist Party pin for you as well, but unfortunately, because I went over there and I checked out their headquarters. But what are you guys trying to accomplish with these rallies? Let's get started.
I mean, I think that the kind of moment that we're in, and also something that Trump was able to exploit, was really practicing, even though he doesn't believe in working class politics, they had a very focused working class strategy. And I think for a while, like, Democratic Party clearly wasn't effective at that, wasn't successful at that. And I think one of the things that we're here to do is to actually rally a class-conscious movement to bring people together and to show that we can fight for a better future, not in marginalizing and attacking people, marginalized people, but actually in rejecting the differences that we have to come together in common cause and to organize folks.
Well, I agree. To me, this country faces the worst set of crises that we have faced in a very, very, very long time. We are looking at a nation which is now oligarchic. And they don't hide it. I mean, I must give them credit for that. You know, they're out there. Mr. Musk, the richest guy in the world, is running all over the place, cutting the needs of veterans, cutting after Social Security. There are, in addition to Musk, he got 13 nominees of Trump to head major agencies who are all billionaires. So you got a government, clearly, no embarrassment, of the billionaire class, by the billionaire class, for the billionaire class. And then what is, I would hope, would be upsetting to all Americans, no matter what their politics may be. You can be conservative about this. You got a president who is moving us very rapidly into an authoritarian form of society. I mean, you don't sue media in America because they say something bad about you. Alexandria and I got about 500 lawsuits there, but we happen to believe in democracy. You don't ask for the impeachment of judges because they issue a ruling which you disagree with. So it is, these are tough times. And what we have got to do is rally the working families of this country to stand up to oligarchy and to demand that we have an economy and a government that works for all, not just the people on top.
So one way that this government, I think, the Trump administration has been able to very expertly tackle these issues is by using an entry point of pre-established marginalization. Obviously, the erosion of civil liberties is happening all around, but like in terms of attacking free speech, a fundamental principle that I think all Americans agree on. And the way that he's done this, the way that this administration has attacked free speech is by doing something that previously has only been utilized in the darkest times of American history. I'm of course talking about Mahmoud Khalil being potentially being deported, or at least having his green card revoked for basically nothing. That the administration has all but admitted, for no discernible reason other than the fact that he was the lead negotiator on the student side, the student protesters at Columbia campus. On top of that, just like in Nazi Germany, the Trump administration is now trying to put up an academic receivership and take charge and take control over different institutions within Columbia, and I feel like this is a grave mistake. Do you feel like the Democrats have any sort of interest in fighting back against this? Not regardless of what their opinion might be on Israel, the fact is that this is greatly going to expand, and it's simply just the entry point. Like the Palestine conversation is simply an entry point that has at least like some semblance of institutional backing. But it's obvious to me that they're going to go after a lot of other people, including but not limited to the French researcher, according to Le Monde, that was denied entry into the country because they looked through his phone and they found out that he had criticized Trump's elimination of grants.
I think there actually is support for it because of the free speech grounds on it. Because of the free speech grounds, because when ICE came to try to pick up in Mahmoud Khalil's case, when they tried to pick him up, they offered no warrant. These were unmarked people. There were no charges. And so you have Senator Durbin and Senate Judiciary, right, Bernie? I think
he is the ranking member of the Judiciary.
I believe they released a statement talking about how they want to move on this. But I also think that it goes without saying that there is still profound money and interest that remains dedicated on both sides of the aisle in trying to marginalize and also conflate criticism of Israel as anti-Semitism.
Right.
And we have to be very aware of that too.
We have very limited time, and you guys have to.
Do I need to? Sorry.
You got no time.
I'm going up.
Okay.
It's my cue.
All right.
Just
Sorry,
a
I'm
minute
going
or
up on
two.
stage.
All right, perfect.
Sorry.
One question I actually wanted to ask you before we let you go is, you've also talked about, you've talked recently with the New York Times about what the future of the Democratic Party looks like and what maybe young enterprising individuals must do. And I believe I'm paraphrasing here, you said something along the lines of like running as an independent rather than utilizing the party
for me,
infrastructure.
that's not a very radical concept because I am the longest serving independent in American congressional history, and I've always run as an independent. Look, I think the Democrats over the years deserve credit for the work they've done on women's rights, on gay rights, on civil rights in general, fighting bigotry. They deserve credit, and they've made progress. But I don't think anybody with a straight face can tell you that they've stood up for the working class of this country. And I think that's why so many working class people have drifted into the Republican Party, not because they believe in tax breaks for billionaires or they don't believe that climate change is real. It's they look at the Democrats and there's not much there. So what my view is people should think about running as they want. Progressive independents should run as progressive Democrats. But don't necessarily feel that you have to run within the Democratic Party. And I think as you may recall, in Nebraska, a fellow named Dan Osborne ran a really, really powerful campaign as an independent, running as a very proud trade unionist, running on economic issues, and he did extremely well, much better than anyone had anticipated. So that was my point, and I think it makes sense.
Do you feel like there's any sort of momentum to break through the duopoly in this structure as someone who has run as an independent? And
It is.
a long career?
It's a long discussion. If you're asking me, do I think we could start a third party tomorrow? I don't, for a lot of reasons, having to do with restrictions in various states making it almost impossible. But I think what you're seeing is massive discontent with both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. More and more people are looking for, I think, independent alternatives.